Konnichiwa, I'm Ono. Japan's entry rules in 2025 has changed quite a bit since the pre-COVID days. You might think all you need is your passport and return flight, but it's not that simple anymore. There are several important things you should know before arriving. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through 10 up-to-date tips that help you enter Japan smoothly. I regularly share travel info like this for people planning trip to Japan. So if you find this helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Alright, let's get started. Before we get into the main topic, there's something really important you should know about Tokyo's airports. So your flight is booked, your suitcase is packed, and you're all set for your trip to Japan. Or you think, hold a second, did you know Tokyo has 2 international airports? That's right, Narita Airport and Haneda Airport. Both serve Tokyo, but they're in very different locations, and which one you land at can totally change how your trip begins. Let's start with Haneda. This airport is super close to central Tokyo. It takes only about 30 to 40 minutes by train or monorail to reach places like Shibuya, Shinjuku, or Ginza. Signs are easy to follow even if it's your first time in Japan, and even if you arrive late at night, you'll still feel like, hey, I've got time to grab a bowl of ramen. In recent years, more and more international flights from places like the US have started arriving at Haneda instead of Narita. On the other hand, there's Narita Airport, which is technically outside Tokyo. If you check the map, you might be surprised how far it actually is. It usually takes about an hour and a half to get into the city by train, which can feel like a marathon after a long flight. But Narita has its perks too. There are way more flights, especially budget airlines, so it's a great choice for travelers looking to save money. It also has plenty of duty-free shops, lounges, and food courts. Not a bad place if you've got time to spare. Even locals often say Haneda is close, Narita is far. So it's not uncommon for first-time visitors to land at Narita and wonder, wait, is Tokyo supposed to be this far away? Think of Haneda as Tokyo's front door and Narita as the side entrance way out in the suburbs. So when you book your flight, make sure to check which airports you're flying into. You don't want to schedule an Haneda pickup only to realize your plane actually lands in Narita. That's a rough way to start your trip. Some travelers have found themselves in a taxi that costs over 15,000 yen one way. Ouch! That said, both airports have excellent immigration procedures, modern facilities, and a smooth arrival experience. In terms of quality, they are both top-notch, but depending on your schedule and travel style, choosing the right airport can make a big difference in how your Japan adventure begins. Alright, let's dive into the main topic. Number 1. Visa Exemption and Japan's new travel authorization. Let's start with something super important. Whether or not you need a visa to enter Japan. Imagine landing at the airport all excited for your trip, only to be told, thank you for coming, but you are going back now. That would be a total nightmare. The good news is, travelers from 73 countries, including the US, Australia, the UK, Canada, France, Malaysia, Brazil, and South Korea, can visit Japan for up to 90 days without a visa. There is an official list on Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs website, so check the link in the description to see if your country is on it. But this visa-free entry might not stay completely free in the future. Japan is planning to roll out something called J-ESTA, basically their own version of the US ESTA system. Before traveling, people from eligible countries will need to register their passport info, travel plans, and accommodation online to get approval. The system is still in the works, but Japan is aiming to launch it full by 2028. Once it's up and running, it should make immigration faster, but it's also mean more things to before your flight. So before you head to Japan, make it a habit to double check the latest rules. So here's announcement time. I've just launched my tour guide service called Japan Trails. The concept is walking around like you would with a local friend, discovering hidden alleyway spots and enjoying authentic local food you won't find in any guidebooks. The tours are small group and English friendly, so you can join with confidence. Right now, you can get 10% off with a coupon code ONO in Japan. Check the link in the description for details. Number 2. Pre-register with Visit Japan Web. Visit Japan Web is an official online service from the Japanese government that lets you take care of immigration and customs forms before you even arrive. Since November 1st, 2022, it's been available to everyone entering or leaving Japan from overseas. It's super easy to use, right? Just enter your passport details, flight information, and accommodation on your phone before your trip, and you'll get the QR code. When you arrive in Japan, all you have to do is scan that code. No need to fill out paperwork on the plane or wait in long lines at customs. It's not mandatory, but using it saves time and makes the whole process much smoother. So definitely sign up before your trip. Number 3. Trusted Traveler Program. If you visit Japan often for business or leisure, there's a way to speed things up at immigration. Japan has a Trusted Traveler Program. kind of like global entry that lets you approve travelers use automated gates for quicker entry. It's available not just to citizens of visa-exempt countries, but also to global entry members and others who meet certain requirements. To apply, you need to register your fingerprints and facial photo, and you can't have any criminal records or history of being denied entry to Japan. Once you're approved though, you can breeze through the automatic gates on the future trips. It's a big time saver for frequent travelers. Number 4. Immigration is now faster with your phone and automatic gates. Immigration at Japanese airport has gotten way more high-tech lately. First of all, you no longer need to fill out that paper entry card before landing. You also don't need to tell the officer, "I'm here for tourism," when you arrive. Everything's digital now, and you can even fill it out on your phone. When you arrive, you can use the automated gates to scan your passport, and it's way faster than going through the regular counters. It honestly feels like skipping the line with a fast pass at the theme park. And one thing to keep in mind, if you use the automated gate, you won't get a stamp in your passport. If you want one as a travel souvenir, just ask an immigration officer and they'll stamp it manually. Or you can skip the gate altogether and go through the staffed line instead. Number 5. Be careful with restricted and banned items. Japan has some of the strictest food and animal quarantine rules in the world. For example, you cannot bring in beef jerky or other processed meat products. Most kind of meat, including dried meat, sausages, ham, and bacon have to be declared at the quarantine counter and inspected when you arrive. If you forget and leave something like that in your pocket, you might end up looking like an accidental smuggler, which is definitely not how you want to start your trip. Medication is another tricky area. Many prescription drugs that are common in the US, like ADHD medication or strong painkillers that are banned in Japan unless you special approval. Vitamins are usually fine, but if you rely on any daily meds, make sure to bring your prescription and double check the rules on Japan's Ministry of Health website before you travel. Number 6. Japan's departure tax might be going up. When you leave Japan, there is a 1,000 yen departure tax, also known as the International Tourist Tax. It's automatically added to your airline ticket, so you don't need to pay anything extra at the airport. But with the recent boom in tourism, there's a talks of increasing that tax. Some proposals suggest raising it to 3,000 or even 5,000 yen. If it goes up 3,000 yen, a family of 4 would pay 12,000 yen just to fly home. That's a lot of beers, right? That said, this money helps improve airport facilities and tourist infrastructure, so it's not all bad. And even if the price does go up, it will still be included in your ticket. No need to pull out your wallet at the airport. Just keep an eye on any updates. And make sure to leave a little room in your travel budget just in case. Number 7. Japan's tax-free shopping rules are changing. Shopping for souvenirs is a big part of any trip to Japan, but country's tax-free system is about to change in a big way. Starting in November 2026, Japan will switch to a new refund system for tax-free shopping. Until now, you could just show your passport at the store and get the consumption tax waived on the spot. But under the new system, you'll pay the full price, including tax at checkout, and then claim a refund at the airport when you leave Japan. That means you'll need to keep your receipts and make sure your items stay unopened if you want to get your money back. It's still a bit down the line, but once the system kicks in, it's something you'll want to be prepared for. Number 8. Flights to Japan are expensive, and direct ones are hard to get. If you've checked flights to Japan recently and thought, "Wait, is this very economy class?" You are definitely not alone. With rising fuel costs and travel demand bouncing back, airfare in 2025 has gotten seriously expensive. A flight from Los Angeles to Tokyo going over $1,200? Totally normal now. To make things worse, direct flights are often so pricey that many travelers end up booking connecting flights instead. A lot of routes now go through places like South Korea or Taiwan, which means layovers of 6 or even 8 hours. Sure, it makes the journey longer, but you could treat it as a bonus. A little chance to explore the airport or get a quick taste of another country's vibe. But just be careful, with any layovers, any delays could mean getting to Japan way later than expected. So plan accordingly and keep an eye on your schedule. Number 9. Expect a surge in Chinese tourists. Since the end of 2024, Japan has seen a major rise in Chinese visitors thanks to new 10-year multiple entry visas and loser entry rules from the Chinese government. China has always been Japan's largest tourist market. Even before COVID, over 9 million Chinese tourists came each year, and those numbers are expected to climb even higher now. As a local, I'll admit, I kind of wish the crowds would chill a bit. But if you're planning to visit places like Kyoto or Tokyo Disneyland, be ready for bigger crowds than usual. That means it's more important than ever to book your hotels and Shinkansen tickets early. And if you're not a fan of packed tourist spots, this might be the perfect time to explore some hidden gems instead of sticking to the usual places. Number 10. Japan is testing pre-clearance immigration. Here is a glimpse into the future of entering Japan. Earlier this year, Japan tested something called pre-clearance in Taiwan, where travelers could go through immigration before even boarding their flight to Japan. Japanese immigration officers were stationed at the departure airport to check passports and take facial photos. Once approved, passengers could board their flight already cleared for entry into Japan. The goal is cut down on long immigration lines after landing, and this system might expand in the future. That means someday you could technically enter Japan before even taking off. It's still in the testing phase, but if it becomes available, it feels like something straight out of sci-fi. So those are 10 things you should know before traveling to Japan in 2025. There have been a lot of updates, from new online procedures to changes in tax-free shopping, but as long as you plan ahead, you'll be totally fine. And don't forget about cultural etiquette. Simple things like lining up properly, staying quiet in public spaces, and not tipping at restaurants are all part of traveling smoothly in Japan. If you've got these tips in mind, you'll have a much easier time at immigration and won't be caught off guard by long lines or unexpected paperwork. And lastly, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one.